Pope Francis continues to surprise, and he's turned heads again, this time with a new paper focused on economic inequity and injustice. Stop it, Tom. You liked him up until this point. And he also attacks some of the basic tenets of capitalism. Trickle-down economic theories. The Pope used those very words. Pontiff writing, it expresses a crude and naive trust in the goodness of those wielding economic power and in sacralized workings of the prevailing economic system. The current system, he goes on to say, was a case of inequality and survival of the fittest, where the powerful feed upon the powerless. As a consequence, masses of people find themselves excluded and marginalized without work, without possibilities, without any means of escape. Strong stuff here, not something you're usually used to from the Vatican. Now, one wonders, though, if perhaps the Pope was reading up on the U.S. Farm Bill, the debate over food stamps it covers, or a new White House report on the current and proposed new cuts to the program. Report said that $11 billion were cut from the food assistance program this month alone. Happy Thanksgiving. This is emergency benefits expired. And more cuts, they are coming. Senate proposing $4 billion in additional cuts. The House has proposed, wait for it, $40 billion. White House says a $4 billion cut in food support would cause 4 million Americans to lose assistance and more than 200,000 students to lose their free lunch meals next year. I'm going to ask a broad question that you can't answer in 5 minutes, none of us, the role of government as it relates to all Americans. However, more people need help, less food's coming in through the donations, and I'm stating this from fact, having dealt with this recently, and now we're going to cut funding for the programs, and we all know the states can't make up the shortfalls. What is the basic minimum? Does it include feeding Americans, including women and children in this, if they need food? Does that fall on the shoulders of the government?
I think that the government needs to start all over again. I mean, we really need to start zero-based budgeting and start from there, okay? And I'll tell you why. Is that I went to New York City public schools. No one provided me a lunch, okay? If a child needs a lunch, we should feed the child, okay? We need means testing in this country, okay? We can't just say across the board unilaterally that the New York City school systems, or any school system for that matter, should just be giving out lunch to everybody, okay? We have a system right now.
They don't, by the way, but go ahead.
Okay, but my point is that where I think we wind up having a battle here is that I really believe that there is so much corruption in our system and so much free giveaway stuff that truly there is nobody on my side of the table, that I've met, okay, that wants a hungry child to be hungry.
But it's such a cop-out about this waste and mismanagement of fraud and abuse. Food stamps, really?
Richard, I have seen, and maybe you haven't seen it, but I have seen people go into grocery stores in years past, and this maybe goes back about 15 years, with their food stamps and pay X amount of dollars and get X amount of dollars in change, in dollars, not a lot, and then 5 minutes later, I have seen them back in that line with a six-pack of beer. Now, maybe the system in the last 15 years has changed the food card. I'm just saying to you right now that where does it end? It is always everybody wants a handout. We take care of the sick. We should take care of the hungry. What more do you want?
So, first of all, there is means testing in both of these programs. You have to fall under a certain income threshold to qualify for either school lunch or for food stamps. So there is means testing. Right. And, you know, the libertarian conservative position is all about free choice and people being able to do with what they want. So if I get X number of dollars from the government every month, if I want to blow it on beer and not blow it on food, isn't that your choice?
No. That's the wrong answer. We had this situation in New York, if you remember last year. That's not our choice. Our choice is to help hungry people, to help sick people, not to give them $50 so they can do whatever they want. That's my problem with it.
Because for me, I'm not hearing an alternative. Like, you know, exactly, no system is perfect, but I do know that the idea that the welfare queens or the guys getting the six-packs, I don't know how it used to be 15 years ago, but I know now you can't use food stamps for beer. And you can't use it. There's limitations what you can actually do with it. Be that as it may, go ahead.
My friend Tom means well, and I love him to death. I love him to death. I really do. And unfortunately, he's right in part of his assessment. Now, you said you didn't receive the free lunch going to school. You know, your parents worked hard and so on. I was one of those kids that was a little less fortunate. And without that free lunch, I would have went without. And so for many of us, that
You
free
obviously
lunch,
got a lot of free lunches, Dominic.
yeah, I got one.
You
too.
obviously got a lot of free lunches.
Keep going, Dominic.
And so without that system in place, I would have fell through the safety net. And without that program in place, many kids, and many kids that look like me, and many kids that don't look like me, would fall through the safety net. So now the problem, Richard, becomes, one, it's illegal to buy alcohol with food stamps.
No, it is, but they would get in the years past. I want to make it very clear.
But
they
here's
were
what
getting
Tom,
change for the dollars.
But here's what Tom. But here's where he's correct. You have lots of mothers that are trying to do the right thing and just feed their kids. Government's role is to serve as a safety net, not to give you everything. And then you have those.
No one's alleging they're getting everything.
Right, but then you have those that are con artists. They're poverty pimps. He's telling the truth, Richard. He really is. I could take you to any supermarket in New York City right now and point out the scam artists that come in. Here's the scam. Let's say you get $300 in food stamps a month. You find somebody like Andrew, let's just say.
You give them to them, and they give you $150.
Andrew gets $150, or gives me $150. Right. I let him spend $300 in food stamps. We all walk away.
Why is the scam artist so intolerable in this system if 99% of everybody else is actually getting nutrients and feeding their families?
We don't know
why
that.
Why are we so focused on the people who game the system?
Whether it's 99 or whatever, please, the amount of politicians who would love and have tried to show that the fraud and abuse in these programs is so rampant here. The truth of the matter is, people they have to eat. Okay, at the end of the day, people have to eat. So 200 and something bucks, not even $300 a month. It's not that much. I mean, the four of us, we like to eat. You want to try and live on $200 a month? We can't do it. So you got to feed even come on. What are we fighting over here?
If you're going to keep attacking the people who find the loopholes and game the system when it comes to food stamps or food assistance, why aren't we doing the same thing about companies that aren't paying any taxes? Why are we doing about companies that are getting benefits for offshoring jobs? Why are those loopholes okay?
Look, they're not okay to me. I've been the one to say close those loopholes. I'm the one who's been on TV previously and say we should give breakfast to kids in schools and pay for it. I'm just saying that people on my side of the fence, the cold, heartless group of people, are saying is that the system needs to be reconfigured. It can't be every day the numbers go up.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
But now here comes the problem. So I want to get high on cocaine, but let's cut food stamps, meaning the elected officials, some Republican elected officials. That's a problem.
I didn't know you were going
there. It has to be the same standing.
Every time I said he should
wait. That Republican official said, why not test people for drugs?
Right.
They get. Let me ask you a question. Dominic, let me ask you a question.
Why am I?
I think he should resign.
And I want others.
Let me ask you a question.
Fingerprint others.
To the point you just made about the scam argument, is it really so bad that if somebody's getting public assistance like food stamps, that we test them for drugs? Is that terrible? I mean, is that a bad idea?
Right.
I love you, man. I didn't hear it, but
I don't love either one of them right now because now I'm headed for the next segment. All right, Tom, we'll like this. I'm sorry, I know it's Thanksgiving, but the teams in New York stink. They are terrible. And somebody's going to be getting pink slips guaranteed at the end of the year, maybe even before it's over. We come back and we'll ask the table who deserves to stay and who deserves to go.